Hello, friends. Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome. I am Elizabeth with Elizabeth Road Studio, and tonight we're going to be making our gingerbread ornaments. I sell glass collage makers kits, and many of you have ordered them over the last few weeks. Big portion of them shipped out on Thursday and have already arrived, and then the rest of them are going to ship out tomorrow. And so I needed to go live to show you how to actually make the kits. There are instructions in here, but I always like to do a little video so that if you want to make them along with me, you can. You'll be able to watch this video in a number of places on my YouTube channel. It will be saved on my website. It'll be saved on Facebook. And you'll be able to follow along at a later date if you wish to do that. When you watch the replay, you can pause and rewind and go forward and back up and do all the things that you're not able to do during a live video. Hi, Sue. I'll say hello to a few people on here. We've already got quite a few watchers. So glad you're here. I'm wearing my gingerbread shirt. Wearing my gingerbread shirt that I made that's on my website. And I'm wearing my gingerbread earrings. We love gingerbread around here. And in case y'all haven't heard my news, I'm going to be on Food Network on, thank you, Liz, on Food Network on the Holiday Baking Championship Gingerbread Showdown coming up here in just a few weeks. It's going to be on November 28th at 9 p.m. Central Time. So I hope you can join me to watch that. We'll be having a watch party here in Bowling Green, and we're just going to have a great time with it. Okay, so let me make sure I've got everything in the right place before I get started here. I'm so excited y'all are here. I'm famous. I don't know if I'm famous. Maybe I'm infamous. You know what that means? That means I'm known, but I'm maybe not known well. But I'm excited about being on Food Network. I think it's probably the coolest thing I've ever done, next to having wonderful kids and an amazing husband. Okay, I'm trying to find my picture I need to show. Okay, all right, good deal. Okay, so let us get started here. So if you ordered a kit from me, you probably, thank you, Liz. You probably either got it in the mail this weekend, or it'll be coming this coming week. Thank you, Cindy. I love these. They're all sparkly, my favorite. Well, hello, Miss Portia. How are you? Okay, so if you got your kit in the mail, it'll either come in a white box or a brown box. They're all the same. I just could only get a certain number in time to ship them out. And then you'll open it up. And my favorite construction gingerbread recipe is in here. And it's also pretty good to eat. It gets really hard, but it's good enough to build with and to eat. And I did this little watercolor on here to share with you. And then this is just information about my group. So you'll get the recipe. If you order a kit, you get the recipe in the box. And then you'll have a packing list and instructions. And I usually put the link to the video where the video is going to live on my website on here. And this year I forgot. So just give me a little grace. I'll send out an email with the link to the video in there whenever we get it finished tonight. You'll also get 4 wood circles. If you've ordered kits from me in the past, ornament kits, I changed my wood this year. I had a lot of issues with the wood slices in the past that have the bark on the edge that are just the slice of a trunk. I had a lot of issues with them splitting. So I decided to move to this type of wood product, and it is solid wood. Some of them have rounded edges and some of them have these straight edges, but they're all the same size. And these are really great for ornaments. They're not going to warp. They're not going to split. So I'm excited to have that product this year. You're going to have cups, gloves, string, a few different types of paint. You'll have acrylic paint in kind of a raw umber or chocolate brown color, white paint, and then this scribbles paint, which is a 3D slick paint for fabric usually. Art resin, which is the best stuff in the world. Yes, Tris, those are great. A bag of glass and plastic candy. This is just delicious to look at. My mom, my sweet, precious mom, was helping me pack these kits because we pack them here in my studio. And she just absolutely fell in love with these little bags of candy. Hand cut glass for your holly, a bag of glitter, which Sean does not love glitter, my husband. He's like, nope, don't like the glitter. I said, well, it's just a little bit in a little bag. Okay, you have a template and a brush and some candy. So I'm going to move this box out of the way. This is a great box for storing them in too. If you're going to store your ornaments from year to year, it's best not to put them in an attic where they could be exposed to heat or cold, or it's best to store them just in a temperate environment. Stick them in a closet. You can store them in that box. It's a good box for, don't throw it away. It's a good box. You know how you get older and you're like, oh, that's a really good box. I don't want to throw that away. Yeah, that's one of those boxes. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint our wood round with white paint. And I know this is kind of boring. This might be the boring part, but that's okay. I'm just going to squirt a little bit of paint on here. And you'll have plenty of paint for your any other Christmas project you might have up your sleeve. I just send the whole bottle because the little ones are prone to leaking. So I kind of like to send the whole big bottle. And I also like to take my painting right up to that edge there without going over it. So I just go kind of right along the edge. You can, of course, paint the entire round. You can go all the way up to the edge. You can paint the sides. You can paint the backs. I think because I kind of look at this like it has the bark still in my head, I think, oh, I'm just going to paint right up to the edge. So you do it however you want to do it. I'm going to borrow from that little pile of paint. It's going to soak into this wood. This wood is pretty thirsty. It's never been sealed with anything. So we're going to paint right over that hole. We're going to do that for all 4 ornaments. And you could always add a second coat of paint if you're not, if it seems too thin. This is not the most expensive acrylic paint in the world. It's a craft acrylic product. So it's not going to be as opaque as maybe an artist acrylic. Hello, hello, hello. I love seeing all your all's names. Hello, Sandy. Thank you. I love those candies. That's like one of my favorite things are the candies. Mom loved them. She was like, this little bag of goodies is so cute. So cute. They are not to be eaten, though. There are some peppermints in the box that you can eat, but don't eat the bag of candies. The bag of plastic candies and glass candies. I have a disclaimer on there because you never know, Hello, hello, friends. Say hello. Tell me if you ordered a kit already. I think we have a few left in inventory. I made probably more than I have in the past to meet demand. And since I only made one style this year, I was able to make a few more of this style. So if you've already ordered one, let me know in the comments. I'm just going to add paint to this other one over here. I'm just going to add paint to that one. And like I said, I'm just kind of getting in kind of closer on the edge there. Nothing too fancy. I like the white background because it not only looks like snow, but it could also be icing. It could also be royal icing. I want to tell y'all a little bit about gingerbread. Today, I dropped off my gingerbread creation at our local gingerbread contest here in Bowling Green. My friend and I made one this year for our contest. We did ours together, entered under the group category. We have been doing gingerbread for about 8 years, 7, 8 years. She has been doing gingerbread her whole life. We made 1 or 2 gingerbread houses when I was a little girl, but not a ton. I'm just kind of taking this extra paint and putting another coat on this other side. Y'all, this is how I paint. It's really insane. So when I was a little girl, we have made a couple of gingerbread houses that looked like our house, but I don't remember doing most of the work. I think my sister Tracy did most of the work on it. She was the older sister, and she was the more responsible sister. She was the one that always, did our chores for us so we could, play. She's a typical eldest child. And I am a typical middle child, in case you didn't know that about me. Anyway, Thank you, Denise. Thank you all. Thank you, Kelly. Um, so oh, I see. Oh, so many people have ordered. Oh my gosh, it goes all the way back. All the comments. Oh, I'm so glad, y'all. If you haven't ordered, there's a link up there. Anyway, so now I've been making gingerbread houses with Sophia for several years, my good friend and neighbor. We were good friends before we were neighbors. That kind of friend, the kind of friend that you'll always have no matter what. So we've done those for several years, and we use her mom's recipe. And her mom is this wonderful lady here, Sharon. And this is her old family recipe that she's had for years and years. And so we use that recipe, and we have always loved it. And we have always held them together with royal icing. Well, back in June, I got a call from a talent scout for Food Network, and she had seen some of my gingerbread houses that I had made in the past and wanted to know if I would be interested in auditioning for Food Network's Holiday Baking Championship Gingerbread Showdown. And so, you know, I had to think about it, but not for long. I was very excited about the opportunity. I'm going to take some of this paint off. It's just too much paint. Oh, I could put it back in the bottle. It's okay. You can put it back in the bottle. You can wipe it on something, whatever. I had just put too much paint on there. So I was very excited about the prospect. I um, asked if Sophia could be, they asked if I knew anybody that would be a partner that could be my baker, because you have a gingerbread artist and a baker. And so I asked if it could be Sophia, and they did interview her, but they decided that they wanted somebody who owned a baking business. Um, that's what they said, that they needed. They said she would be a gingerbread artist like you. We need somebody that owns a baking business, and she doesn't own a baking business, but she has a lot. She's a good baker, but she doesn't own a baking business. So on to the next few days, they called me back again and asked me if I knew of anybody else, and I had met a friend. Her name is Jen Mackin, and she has a baking business. I had met her years ago at a class that Sophie and I took on getting our on getting better at our piping skills. And so we took a cookie decorating class, and Jen was an assistant to the lady teaching the class. Jen had her own baking business. Well, I followed her on Instagram ever since. I'm going to turn this on, okay? I have followed her on Instagram ever since, and seen her baking and seen her cookies and cakes and all kinds of stuff that she had done. And so I threw her name out there. First, I called her and said, "Hey, would it be okay if I give them your name?" And so they called her, and she was on vacation. I mean, this has been going on for months, right? They called her. She was on vacation at the beach, and she talked to them, and then they wanted us to get together and do. Let's see, we went through a couple of phone interviews. Then they wanted us to get together and make a small piece, which was 2 feet by 2 feet, and 24 inches tall. I think. I know it was 2 feet by 2 feet. And so I baked a 2 foot by 2 foot, baked and decorated, a 2 foot by 2 foot and 24-inch tall structure. And I'm so glad, Cindy. I haven't told the whole story to y'all, I don't think. Um, so the theme of that particular piece was claws versus frost. So I made a gingerbread North Pole bakery, and Santa Claus was standing in the corner. And my story to this structure was that I'll have to post pictures of that. I haven't posted a picture of that. My story to this was that Santa Claus was working in the bakery, and Jack Frost came in and froze the gingerbread house baking machine, which was like a conveyor belt. And when the houses go in, they're supposed to get decorated in this conveyor belt. Well, they came back out, and they were all broken apart and frozen with shards of sugar ice is what it looked like. I had just broken ice, like it looked like broken glass, but it was sugar, but it was fuzzy ice. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I did that, and Jack Frost was spinning in the middle, wrapped in sugar tinsel. Santa had stopped him just in time. And Jen made chocolate chipotle macarons. She had a baking challenge. She had to make a bake using a spicy pepper. So, Jen, I'm just going to put a paper towel on this because it's going to take too long to dry. Okay. You need photos to go along with it. I'll do it. I'll get you some photos. So I'm just doing this to soak up some of this extra paint just because we don't have all the time in the world for it to dry. Okay. So, hold on a second. The next thing is you're going to take your transfer paper and put it dark side down. And you're going to transfer each of these little templates onto your boards. You can use the same little design more than once. You can do them all the same if you want to. If you don't want to do them all different, that's fine too. It'll be a little bit easier if you cut them apart like this. You don't even have to use my templates that I'm sending you in the kit. You can do your own if you want to. But you want to make sure if you're using my template that you get it on there with the hole at the top and that you get straightened up. This outside circle should fit right on your round, okay? Okay, back to my story. So then you're just going to trace around this, okay? So back to my story. So we made this structure. Jen made chocolate chipotle macarons. It was the first time she had ever made macarons in her life. Chocolate chipotle macarons. And she made, what's the other thing she made? Hatch green chili apple pie macarons. They were absolutely amazing. Amazing. So good. She had 2 hours to make her bake, and I had 5 hours to make mine. So then a hot August day, we came together in my kitchen and did a Zoom call with producers in California. And then they were very stoic, didn't tell us much of anything. Thank you for your time. The end. Weeks, maybe months later, weeks later, we get a phone call, and they chose us. They chose us to be on the show. And so then they called us a few days later with the theme. And then I left and moved my son into college. We moved our son into college. I left the country, went to Scotland for 8 days, and moved our son into university for his freshman year. And I came back home. We had a Zoom call while I was gone. Not a Zoom call. I had a conference call while I was gone with the director, with the culinary producer. And let's see, nope, I need one more. I'm just tracing these, okay? Nothing special. Just want to get these shapes on here. And you don't have to use my shapes, like I said. What's under the drawing to trace? This is transfer paper, and you get a little piece of this in your kit. And it's getting paint on it, but that's okay. Just make sure these are good and dry before you try to transfer, if you want to use these images, okay? Oh, I think I already did that one. Found the one I didn't do yet. This one. I did not do this one yet. You want to make sure the top of your house is lined up with your hole on your ornament. So then they called us back, and I was going to Scotland. And when I got back from Scotland, I had 5 days to get ready. We're allowed to bake some of the stuff at home. And we were allowed to bake some of it at home, a certain portion, and then a certain portion of it had to be done on set in front of the camera. We had to video a lot of the stuff we did at home. And you didn't have that? Oh, I bet it's, are you sure? check again. It should, maybe it was under the tissue paper. Maybe it was underneath there. If not, I can send you some, Diane. Okay. As you know, some people have already gotten there. Some people have already gotten theirs. Okay, I'm going to put on a little plate here. I'm just going to put on a paper plate my brown paint and a little bit of white paint. You all don't have to do this, and especially if you're doing this with kids, this might be a little too complicated. But what I want to do is make kind of a softer brown color, because these are cookies, right? Or this is gingerbread. I mean, the kind I make is like a giant cookie. It's not real soft. It's hard, but it's baked in the oven. So I kind of want a lighter color, and I'm going to paint the inside of this light color. Okay. I'm probably going to end up painting over that door too. But you want to paint the inside of this kind of this lighter color. And then we're going to come back. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and paint over the door. You can still see my lines through there. What I need. I'll make sure you cover up your lines there. So we came home. I baked and baked and baked. And then we went and filmed. So we had a whole week of filming. And the filming was in Knoxville. That's where their soundstage is. Whole week of filming, and it was so fun. We had such a good time. I probably laughed more that week than I have in a really long time. The stress makes you laugh. Does stress make y'all laugh? Stress makes me laugh. We had so much fun. It was stressful. I was really tired. I came home and slept for 2 days, but we had the time of our lives, and I hope y'all are able to watch it. That's the story. That's the story. I can't wait to see how it's all edited. Okay, so this is a little bit lighter. Thank you. This is a little bit lighter. So now I'm going to take some of this solid color. This is the brown that's in the kit. And I'm going to go around the edge a little bit to make the edge a little bit darker. So just kind of, you can dry brush that if you want to, but it doesn't matter. I just want it to be a little bit darker around the edge of my little cookie here. It's probably too subtle to show up on the camera, maybe not. Just like that. Just a little bit around the edge. Do you see that? How it's darker around the edge, lighter in the middle. Taping it so you don't miss it. Thank you, Linda. Oh, it's going to be so fun. The show, I'm assuming. All right, I'm going to mix a little bit more of my lighter color. I ran out. Didn't quite have enough. So it's just a little bit of white, a little bit of brown, maybe half and half, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever you got there. Whatever you come up with there. I'm going to fill all this in. I know I'm covering up my lines there, but I can still see them through the paint, and you'll be able to too on yours. You'll be able to see them through the paint. You can see the difference, Mom. My mom is on here. Hi, Mama. She helped me pack every one of these. Could not have done this without her, y'all. We are not a factory. We are just a art studio room in the bonus room of my house, packing up these kits. So if you're missing something, let me know and I'll get it to you. I don't think you are. I don't think we try to be as careful as possible, but things happen, and we have extras of everything that we can send your way. So we try to be. I do have a sweet mama. Okay, so this, I can see here where this little piece, let me zoom in a little bit here so y'all can see that. I have been so busy. Kelly, good observation there. So this right here is, it's this house, okay? So you can always go back and refer to your little template there, but I'm going to add the details on here, just kind of around here, around the edge there. And then around the edge here, just a little bit darker around the edges. And you guys, this does not have to be perfect. We're making handmade ornaments here. Don't get caught up in every little detail. Oh, I know, Diane. I treasure it. We get snacks and we come up here and we just work and work and work. And sometimes we just lose track of time. We have so much fun together, though. We laugh a lot too. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I can't count. I can't count to save my life. It's a whole joke. But I mean, I do the best I can. I'm an artist, not a counter. It's not that I can't, it's not even that I can't do math. It's that literally counting is difficult for me. I get my numbers transposed. I've talked about this on here before. I think I have that oh my gosh, it's dyslexia with numbers. What's it called? Dyscalculia. Dyscalculia. I don't know. Parker said, Mom, nobody cares about your made up disease. I think he might be right, but I really do struggle, especially like addresses and phone numbers. I get the numbers transposed all the time. Anyway, whatever. That's neither here nor there. We're painting right now, and this is our happy place, right? Whether I can count or not. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing. And then we're going to, almost time for the really fun part. I love decorating gingerbread houses because I love miniatures, which is like a huge thing to me. I love miniatures. And I also love making something from something else. So, you might have a pretzel rod, but you can make it into a fire, logs for a fire pit, right? Or a ladder. Um, you might have a candy cane, but all of a sudden you can make that into the umbrella, the pole for an umbrella at your popcorn stand, which is what I did for our carnival one that Sophie and I did this week. So I think I just love using my imagination in that way. We have a project that Christy, Darty, Tracy Pounds, and Jen LaCour and I are doing that we can't wait to share with you. We'll be sharing that with you this week. So if you don't already follow along, make sure you follow my page so you see when that announcement comes out this coming week too, because that's going to be fun. Oh, you're doing the one from last year. Oh, that's awesome, Cindy. Yeah, I have people ask me about the ones from the years past, and unfortunately, I can't ever go back and recreate those because I use glass and products that I find that are available. And then if I don't, then I don't have them anymore. I only have so much. One year I did a nativity ornament kit and I had the most beautiful purple glass with little gold flecks on it that came from these glasses that I found. And I used that for Mary's head covering. And I haven't had any more of that glass since. Sometimes it's a one-time deal. You don't have any more. When it's gone, it's gone. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. You're working on last year's too. Well, I'm glad y'all finally got around to it. That sounds about like me though. Okay, so now we have all our little houses. Aren't they cute? Oh, I love them. Okay, I'm going to, excuse me. The next part we're going to take this Scribbles paint. If you've never used this stuff before, if you were around in the 80s, back when we used to do sweatshirts, we used to paint sweatshirts. Sometimes you got to get in there with scissors. These are giant scissors. Whoa, sorry. Thank you. You know how we used to paint sweatshirts back in the 80s with glitter paint and puffy paint? I'm not going to be able to get that open because I'm talking too much. Well, this is the same kind of paint that you might have used back in the 80s. Some people call it puff paint. Some people call it slick paint. It is a fabric paint product. But I use this in my art in my glass and resin art all the time because y'all, this is so hard to open. Okay, so you just need to get that plastic covering off. It's just because I'm on a live. It's hard to hard to open. Yes, the 80s were the good old days. Yes, they were. Okay, I'm gonna shake this down. Sometimes these can burp where they splatter out a little bit. They have a little air bubble in them. But if you shake it down and you let it sit for a second, like just that long, you can get a pretty good stream out of it. I think these burp less than this kind. I've used this kind and I've used this kind and I prefer this kind. So you've got a whole bottle in there. So once you make my kit, if you decide you want to make more, go out and find you some stuff and make more. Once you kind of get the idea of how to do this, the possibilities are endless. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make my design on here with my Scribbles paint. Let me. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Okay, are we better now? Are we better now? So you heard me talk about the 80s. Well, then I just outlined my cookie. I forgot to do it on this side. I'll show you how to fix that. I came in a little bit on this side here because I forgot that's how I wanted to do it. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. It's so easy with this kind of paint to go in and clean up right there. And then we'll make this come down. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and outline all of mine. If you're doing this, okay. Oh, I have holly because I wanted holly. I wanted a little bit of holly on each of them. Okay, on a couple of the houses. We just love holly around here. So that's my mom. I think that was her favorite part, maybe. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and outline this one. Let's see. I'm going to outline this one. I'm going to do. Y'all, I have a really shaky hand. So if I can do this and make it look cute, you can too, right? I'm going to make this go up, come back down. All right, let me do this one. Just outline. I'm coming in a little bit because I like that look. It feels like a cookie again. Okay. Outline here. Whoop. I'm going to show you how a lot of this is not going to matter. So if you're going, oh, you messed that up, we're not going to worry about that. Oh, you can't do a tree bow to save your life? I wish I could come and help you. Okay, I'm going to do this kind of, I love to make bows. I'm going to do a scallop. Remember, you can do anything you want with these. Any design you want. You might even want to do some snow out here to the side, like that. Anything you want. Okay, y'all are super lucky because every kit comes with a pair of tweezers. Okay, so I have all of my little pieces in here. I know the first thing I want to do, I'm going to put down a little bit of paint there. This is going to also act as our glue. And I'm going to put a couple of bushes out here to the side, right here and right here. Because that white paint is also going to be our glue. Look how cute that is. Okay. Then I'm going to just dump these out because I kind of like to do things in pairs. I know that I think I'll put that one right there. Put a blob of paint. And then my candy right there. How cute is that? Okay, so I'm going to do a candy cane on one. I'm going to take note of the things I just have one of. I'll do a candy cane on one. I'll do a star on one. Oh, I want that one on that. Candy cane over here. Oh, the lollipop. I think I'll do the lollipop on this one. Oh, and we have this. That can go over here too. I'm just going to kind of make decisions with what I've got here I'm going to do some, because I've got a lot of space here. I'll put some more shrubs on this one. And we're just using our icing, right? Our icing to create our little landscape here. I want to go that way. Okay. Let me look at my gumdrops. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. I forgot these were in here. These little gumdrops. Let me pick that up. Like I said, I'm super shaky. I have a trimmer, and if I can do this, you can do this. This is easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love these because I think these little yellow ones, I think these look like oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. Butterscotch. I think they look like butterscotch. So I'm gonna put those at the points of each of those scallops there. This is just like a real gingerbread house, but it's permanent, right? You get to keep it year after year. Mine I always feed to the birds or throw them away, in February sometime. But these are, yes, I'm using my paint as the glue because when we finish with this, the little yellow ones and the purple ones have a top and a bottom. They have a flat side, so I'm trying to make sure I get that on there. I'm using the paint as glue because when we finish with this, we're going to put resin on it. So we just need it to stay on there until the resin is on there. The resin will really cure it together, okay? Oh, we have these little things. I'm going to put one of those there. These little circle things. Okay, let me move to this one. I want to have holly on one of these. I love this glass bead. I love that. Let's see if I can do purple up here. I like these too. They look like hard candies. We used to make hard candy. Used to make hard candy with my grandmother. I think I'll do some dots here. Like that. There we go. Whoa! That guy over. I know I have plenty of these, but we'll reuse him. There we go. What do we ever do without tweezers? I can't figure it out. I use tweezers so much. And it's not that I do that much detail work, but I do a lot of shaking so the tweezers help hold everything in place. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm like a kid with this. Um, let's do some balls around this door. All the candy, these are like gumballs. I like it when I push it in and it kind of spreads out a little bit. It makes like a little scallop there almost. Alternate these colors. The yellow. Maybe go back to red. I'm getting a little bit of paint on the tip of my tweezers. I'm just going to wipe them off like that. How cute is that? All right. Let's see here. I think that's all. Well, maybe I'll go ahead. No, that's all I'm going to do on that one. I'll come back to it in just a second. Let me do this one. I think I want the star on this one over here. I'm going to do some of these. Some holly. I'm just using that holly like a little bit of glue there. There we go. Y'all still here? Hello, everybody. Y'all still here playing along with me? I mean, it really is play to add these little beads and baubles and pieces to here. I had a prototype where I did a gingerbread man and a gingerbread girl, and the options for decorating them just aren't the same. Oh, there's Mom. She loves the holly. That's her favorite part. I'm going to put that candy cane stick up there. Let's see if we can get it. Put another little red ball in there. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. I want to use some of these little guys. These pinwheels. They come in all different colors. Red, pink, purple, green. Well, I can't get it to, there we go. Do this side. Oh, I've got the same colors. That's handy. Now, everybody's is going to be a little bit different. Just keep that in mind. I think I have 15 kits left. If you're wondering how few I have left, if anybody's asking about that, I think I have 15 left. So if you've not ordered one and you want one, you better do it. They won't last long. Okay. There we go. Maybe we'll do our candy cane or our lollipop right here. Look how adorable that is. Now, I have noticed that sometimes these lollipops will come out. Let me see if this one won't come out. Sometimes they'll come out. If you get yours and it has come out, just go ahead and put it on there. And when it hits some of this white, it'll stay in place. Okay, so don't worry about that. Anything that comes apart or that's broken. Do I have a link for the candy? I don't have a link for the candy. Y'all, I have collected this candy in about 1 million different places, all over, everywhere. Etsy, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, where else? Just lots of places. So I don't have a link for it. I'm sorry. There are just so many options. Woo, look at those. Maybe I'll go ahead and go across the roof here with those. Go back to red. Just keep making these candies. Go across here. Hot pink. Green. Ah. Now, I'm not looking at the ones that I did previously. So I don't know if these look like that one or not. If it doesn't, don't give me a hard time because not looking at it. Just make yours. You have pictures. You'll have a picture online, and I'll post a picture. Make yours however you want it. Okay. I've run out. I'm gonna do one of these up here. A gumdrop. A gumdrop. And then I want to do like a little on the door. I'll do a little red one. Little red ball right there. I think I'll do some snow down here. What do you think? All right. Is there a link to order so you can show your husband? Yes, the link to order should be at the very top of this. Should be at the very top of this. Let me see if I can post it here. I don't know if I can or not. Let's see. Sometimes it'll post and sometimes it won't. If you're watching it on my Facebook page, or if you're watching it on YouTube, you should be able to see it. You should be able to see that link. Okay. What did you ask me? Is there a place that you can post your finished product? You can post it anywhere you want. Just tag. If you want to tag me in it, you can. I would love to see it. Post on your Facebook page, or you can go to my glass and resin art with Elizabeth Road Studio and post it there. That's a free group that I have that anybody can join. Woo. Trying to pick these up. I'm not doing a very good job. All right, we're going to go to our star right here. Put our star right there. Look how cute. And I kind of like for it to have a little puddle of white underneath it. I feel like that kind of, I don't know, makes it cute. So it looks like icing, right? Let's see, we've got more red. Oh, I've got more holly. Oh, I have to put some holly on here. Put a little bit of white. Lisa, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad I did this too. This is fun to watch while you're making them. If you can turn the volume off and just just watch. You don't have to listen to me talk while you're making them. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't listen to me talk at all if I were you. You know how you hear your voice and you go, oh my gosh, is that really what I sound like? That's a problem. It's a problem. Okay, now that I've got all these done, I can go back through here and figure out where I want to add details. I can add details all along here. Pull this back up so you can see. Can add details all along here wherever I want to. I might need to put a holly on one more thing. Once you kind of get your main things, like, this large piece of candy, your lollipop, your big candy cane circle peppermint, your star, whatever your main pieces are, once you kind of get those on, oh, this candy cane, then it's fun to kind of go back and add more details with more things. See what you have left. Everybody's going to have different things left in their collection here of candies. So see what you have left and then decorate to your heart's content. The more, the better. Woo. You might even have something at home that you think, oh, that was part of a necklace or part of a piece of jewelry. That looks like a piece of candy. That would be fun to add to one of these. I always like to personalize things if I can, and adding, a special little bit or bauble of something. If you're a crafter person, then you probably have lots of little pieces of things that you've saved for, oh, that looks like that would go with this, or look cool with that, or whatever it is. So feel free to make this your own. Okay, maybe I'll put a little bit of holly under this right here. You have those lollipops, you do? I think maybe I need a little bit of holly right here under this peppermint. Mom cut these little pieces of holly for me. This glass is stained glass sheet. Oh, sheet glass from somebody that used to make church windows all over the world. And they gave me some of their glass, and I'm using it all. So that's a cool little tidbit of information. Okay. Might need some snow down here. Now, you can add as much, if you wanted to do snow, like dots, to make it look like it's snowing in the background. You just take this and make dots with it. You will have plenty of this white paint if you want to add stuff. Little details and whatnot. You'll have plenty, okay? How did she get the holly so small? I don't know. She knew that it needed to be done. I squirted too hard on that one. Thank you so much, Cindy, for adding that in there. She knew that they needed to be cut, that the holly needed to be cut. And I think I had gone down to fix us a sandwich or something. I came up and she was just clipping away. She used nippers and just got in there and got it done. I'm telling you, I could not have done these without her. Never in a million years. I'm just doing snow in the background. I didn't do this on the sample ones that I showed y'all. You don't have to do it. I'm just telling you, just showing you another option. These are so customizable for whatever you want to do to them. And like I said, some of you will have more of something and some will have less. And if you ordered multiple kits, which I know a ton of y'all did, and thank you so much for that. If you ordered multiple kits, you can open up those bags of candy, split them all up among everybody so that, just kind of be cognizant that you're going to have one really cool piece per thing. And I say really cool, I mean, you're going to have one peppermint, one lollipop, one star, and one big piece of candy. Then you're going to have lots of balls and little bits and pieces like this that you can do with whatever you want. Okay. So now we've got them all decorated. I still have a ton of decorations left. You probably will too. You can use them all. You don't have to use them, whatever you want to do. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I'll put a couple of red balls down here. Right. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe right there. Right there with the bushes, with the shrubs. Don't they look like shrubs, those little glass things? Oh, yeah, I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the good places. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to be like super patient and you're going to let this dry for at least 4 hours. So I'm going to use my handy dandy dryer here. We're going to talk about Food Network again because I don't have anything else to talk about right now. And I'm going to dry these. I just lost a little. There we go. I'm going to dry these a little bit. Oh, you're sending out your sprinkles tomorrow, Linda. That's awesome. In my glass collage makers group, where we make projects every week, all the time, 4 projects a month, that you can watch and rewatch at your convenience. So in my glass, and it's open right now, in my glass collage makers group, we're having a sprinkle swap right now because we have all these little bits and baubles that we use. And sometimes, like especially on an ornament, we might just use a little bitty bit of something. And so it's kind of fun to get to share that with other people in our group. So If you're part of our glass collage group or you want to be part of it, we'd love for you to join us in our sprinkle swap. Just hit me up. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so you want to make sure that your white paint is dry, which is why I'm doing this, okay? When the white paint is dry, then you're going to pour resin on it. So I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a second. I know that Yellowstone is coming on in 5 minutes, y'all. I know y'all are excited about that, right? Okay. Let me put that there. You have these little cups in your kit. You want to make sure that you've covered your work plate, your work surface with plastic. I use these plastic tablecloths or a plastic roll of plastic, but you can use a trash bag opened up, just something to catch any drips that you might have whenever it comes off of because it's going to drip off of your pieces here, okay? Let's see, what did you ask me? Is puff paint like the white paint you use? Kind of. Technically, puff paint is something that when you add your, when you squirt it out and then you add heat, it puffs up. This doesn't puff up. This stays the same amount of puffiness, but it is 3D fabric paint, meaning that it doesn't go flat. Like if you just used acrylic paint, it would get pretty flat. But this stays kind of elevated, all right? And I use this for all kinds of stuff. I mostly use it for signing my artwork under the resin. So your husband keeps reminding me. That's funny. Okay, so we're going to pretend that this is dry. These aren't dry, but we're going to pretend that they're dry. Okay. What do you do for time when things pass quickly? And then all of a sudden it's 4 hours later. So that's what we're doing. 4 hours later. Okay. You're going to have your plastic down. You're going to put cups, these little plastic cups, underneath your pieces because we're going to pour resin on them. And when the resin runs off, we want it to hit the tablecloth and not puddle around your piece. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get your ornament off of your tablecloth. So we're setting them up like on little tables. Okay. And slide these back a little bit. You want to make sure that your table is level, and you want to make sure you're doing this somewhere where there aren't going to be little hands or little paw prints getting in it, where you don't have dog hair floating around. I do it in a separate room of my house. After I pour my resin, I leave. I walk out. So if you're having kids do this, you might want to do the resin part. You don't have to. It's not toxic or anything. You do want to wear gloves when you're doing it. But you could also do it like this and then put like a great big plastic box, like a plastic tote or a big box over the top of it. Okay. And that would keep the little hands or paw prints or whatever out of it. So I'm going to put on these gloves. I use a product called Art Resin. It is a 2-part resin epoxy that is made by artists for artists. It's been around for several years now. It has no VOCs and it has the highest UV rating on the market, meaning that it doesn't yellow under most conditions. So, I forgot about the glitter. That's the best part, y'all. Hold on. Let me take this off. I gotta do the glitter part. Here we go. Here's our glitter. Can't forget that. You want to sprinkle. There's enough in here. It doesn't look like much, but there is enough because it doesn't take much. You want to sprinkle your glitter on here. Sprinkle a little bit of glitter. I love this glitter because it's like 3 different types of glitter all mixed into one. You resin some items, okay, and you have a couple of drops on the back that you missed and dried. How do you take them off? You can sand them off with a sander or a sanding block. You can leave them. Drips don't bother me, y'all. I've never been I don't worry about the drips. They don't bother me. But if they bother you, I understand. You can sand them off. Sometimes you can take see, the glitter just keeps coming. Sometimes you can take an X-Acto knife and cut them off, but please be careful. Oh, Cindy, they do look good enough to eat, don't they? I think my mom would probably agree with you. She's so excited about these. And what a perfect year for doing gingerbread. Gingerbread for everybody. Okay, there's all our glitter. Look at that. All right, once it's resined, it looks even cooler. Thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you all. Okay, so we have our art resin. It's our resin product. It's a two-part epoxy, but you don't have to worry about that. You want to cut open that outer bag. Don't cut through the inner bag. You'll have big regrets if you do. This is all of your information about the technical data and whatever else you might want to read about. It has no BPAs. It's even food safe after it's cured. So you'll have two parts in this one little bag. You'll pop out this plastic clip just like that and slide the center post out. And then you've got one part in one side and one part in the other side. Then you just mix them together. And you're going to set a timer for 3 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. Here she goes. Oh, you have the gingerbread competition set to record. Oh, thank you all. Thank you. I'm so excited about it. I think it's going to be so fun to watch. I'm a little nervous, because you never know how they're going to edit those things. You never know what they're going to do. It could be really, it could be terrible, but we had so much fun. So as long as we had fun, I don't have to worry too much about it because I'm sure that'll come through on the screen. We got to be really, really good friends, all 6 of us. There were 3 teams, 2 people on each team. So there's 6 of us. And we text each other just about every day. So we fell in love with each other and have had the best time even after all of it's over. So, okay, so I'm just mixing. We're going to massage this and mix it for 3 minutes. Make sure you get all the corners. This is probably the most important part of the whole thing, is making sure that your paint is dry and making sure that you mix this thoroughly. If you don't do anything else, just make sure you do those 2 things. Paint dry, thoroughly mixed, okay? Paint dry and thoroughly mixed. The reason why you want this to be fully dry, and I was in a hurry with my last ones too that I took pictures of because I needed to get the pictures loaded to the website. I don't know where they are. Is when you pour resin over this, you're encapsulating that white slick paint, that 3D paint. You're encapsulating it so it will never dry. So if somebody pushes on it, that white paint's going to squirt out, and you don't want that. You take time with these, and they cost money. You've taken your time. You've made something beautiful. So just make sure that you let it dry completely. When is the gingerbread competition? It is November 28th at 9 p.m. November 28th at 9 p.m. I think some people were confused because they saw on my stories where I was making gingerbread, and that's for a local competition that's happening this next weekend. If you're local to Bowling Green, it's at Sky Pack. There's a Gingerbread Homes for the Arts competition next weekend. But the one that I was on Food Network, it airs February. Why do I keep saying that? November 28th, the Monday after Thanksgiving at 9 p.m. Central Time. 9 p.m. It's late for a watch party. Especially the Monday after a long Thanksgiving weekend. Ooh, anybody that comes to the watch party, I'm just going to really treat them well for showing up for us. Yeah. So if you didn't hear my story about it, after this is over, go back and watch the replay, because I talked about how we got on the show and how all that played out. It was so much fun. I highly recommend it. If anybody ever reaches out to you to be on one of those shows, do it. Alexa, stop. Okay, so we're now thoroughly mixed. Okay, I'm going to move all of the resin out of one of the corners because I'm going to snip that corner. And I'm going to snip it really small because we're going to need every bit of this resin. I mean, I want it to be a tiny little drizzle out of here, okay? See that right there? Well, let me see if it'll focus. It's just I just snipped a tiny corner because I want it to just barely drizzle out of there, okay? Because we're going to need every bit of this resin for these 4 ornaments. I like my ornaments kind of big when I do this. And so now what you're going to do is drizzle on the high points first. So I always say we do the mountains first. So anything that sticks up, you want to drizzle on those first. Anything that's up high, drizzle on that first. which in this case is going to include some of that slick paint, right? But you just want to make sure that everything's covered in resin. And then I'm going to move to another one. That one's not completely covered, but I'm going to move to this one. I'm going to drizzle on my high points, because that resin is going to seek its own level, and it'll drain down and level out and kind of puddle down. So you don't have to cover every single bit right away. You can do that on your second pass if it isn't covered by the time you come back around to it. So we're doing this second one. We're going to go over here and do our third one. Thank you, Cynthia. I think they're really cute. I love these little snow dots that I made. I don't know why I didn't think to do that on our sample. But I'll post pictures of these too. So if y'all want to copy me, you can. I've never been somebody that gets upset about somebody copying me. I don't think of it like that way. I think of it as a learning opportunity and a teaching opportunity. And so that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Okay. Oh, I better not get my cord in there. That would be bad. That would be bad. I'd be stuck up here forever. Now I'm getting kind of low on resin. So I want to make sure I do those high points first. Not getting real low, but low enough that I'm glad I have a tiny stream coming out. If I had cut that hole bigger, it would have been hard to get all of it covered. Okay, I'm going to raise this up so I can get the bag up here and get every bit of it out. Okay, you see this first one. Y'all might not be able to see that, but the resin that I poured first spreads out. I don't blame you, Denise. I want to go watch Yellowstone too. See you later. So this spreads out, and it covers all the area that maybe I didn't get the first pass. Now I'm going to go through, and you can look at this from the side and see places that need more resin and go back through and cover those. Okay. Go back around. Once you've gotten everything covered the first time, then you can go back and finish them up. No, I'd really rather be sitting here doing this with y'all. I love creating things, if you can't tell. I have the best job in the world. When I was a little girl, I never imagined that I could do something like this for a living. And I love it so much. And I have y'all to thank. All right, I'll go see how many kits I have left after this tonight. Again, if any of y'all were on the fence, go get it before my video goes out to everybody. Okay. Look, I had more than enough. I have plenty. I want that whole surface covered all the way up to the edge. Okay. So if you want to take your gloved finger and kind of encourage that resin to go all the way to the edge, some of it may go over and drip down to the back. And if that happens, you can always let it cure completely and then take a sanding block and sand it off. Or you could wait wait 24 hours and you might be able to scrape it off with an X-Acto knife, but be careful if you're going to do that. Okay, so they're all resined. Every little bit is covered. Right there's a little spot that's not covered. You can always use the end of your brush if you feel like something didn't get covered, like that, spinning around because I didn't let the white paint dry completely. If anything got moved, which it shouldn't because you put it in the white paint, right, and you let the white paint dry. But if anything did get moved, you can scooch it back wherever it needed to go, like I did this little piece of candy there. Okay, you're going to leave these to dry for at least 12 to 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, I'll come up here and I'll check on them. They'll probably be dry tomorrow morning. And then you're going to have string to put on them. Okay. If you have trouble getting your peppermint twine, there are 4 pieces in here cut to a good length. If you have trouble getting your peppermint twine through there, you can usually take like an awl or something like that, a screwdriver, and poke through there and get the resin out. Okay. This goes all the way through that one. Sometimes they don't get stopped up. Sometimes the resin drains right through. Very worst. Oh yeah, you can use your heat gun too. I didn't think about that. You can use your heat gun to heat up the resin on the back and then scrape it off with an X-Acto knife or something. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Don't forget to sign and date the back of it, because that is that's a special keepsake that your kids or whomever someday might want. So there we go. I'm going to take the phone off the stand here so that you can see what they look like from the side, because I think, whoa, I think that is super cute. So pardon the shakiness here. Let's see. See the glitter on there. That glitter almost disappears unless you look at it at an angle. And that's what I love about it. There we go. There they all are. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Move this over here. I am so glad you were here. If you have any questions about my kits or about my membership group or about anything, just drop me a message and let me know. Thanks, Tina. Thanks for watching. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you again soon. Oh, this video will be saved here, and it'll also be saved on my YouTube channel, and it'll be saved on my website probably tomorrow. So if you're looking for it, check my videos on here or on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it. All right. Thank you. I know, Mar. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Bye.